Another day, another across the NBA. Appreciate LeBron and KD today. What a battle, man. Yet again, a fun matchup between these two guys and it's been going on for goddamn long. One can truly appreciate greatness at least, man. My goodness, Cam Reddish, what a player! So, what a redemption game from Cam Reddish, man. They entrusted him. None of us did, but we're just fans, right? And I guess they know. I mean, I guess they for sure know more than us. And happy for Cam Reddish repaying that confidence in him and hopefully gaining more confidence for himself. What a game by him! Great defense down the stretch. Made all the clutch shots in the fourth quarter. Beautiful game from Cam Reddish. And he also started in place of Austin Reeves, which was an intriguing choice by Darvin Ham. And the Lakers looked bad for the first three quarters. And yeah, that shot at the end of the third quarter that Cam Reddish hit to beat the buzzer changed the flow of the game. Besides LeBron, nobody else played that well. The Lakers didn't look that well. And then it all came together in that fourth quarter, which was intriguing. And yeah, LeBron was sensational, diming everyone, hitting all game long. He was spectacular. A beautiful fadeaway here to give the Lakers a 4-point lead with like 2.5 minutes left, which was sensational. And he also got injured a little bit early on with, I don't know if it was hamstring tightness or whatever. He came back into the game and still dominated. Special all-around performance by LeBron. And it felt like he had like 10 and ones, man. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, did his thing pretty much also. Still, didn't love the Suns' shot selection and overall offense in the fourth quarter, and defensively they weren't great also. Not sure about them late in the games, man. It's been weird, but when I remember the game against us, first game of the season, which is not that far ago, right? Not that long ago. Devin Booker was playing and they were sensational down the stretch, but of course you still have Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant out there, so you should be able to close things out with these two players, but it will be something to monitor with these Suns for sure. Anyway, the Lakers sensational in the fourth quarter. Like I said, Cam Reddish hit the dagger three-pointer, which put them up 5 with a minute and a half to go or something like that, where they had like 5 possessions where they grabbed the offensive boards, and the size played a huge difference there, as the Suns were too damn small for them and they grabbed every rebound over them, which was intriguing. And huge win for them on the road for the Lakers, that is. First win in this season. And if they lost, man, I would be out here hating. I would be saying they're just like last year's Warriors, trying to copy us, stealing our flow, bar for bar, word for word. With the Lakers, also, Austin Reeves finished the game pretty much. And he looked great down the stretch. So I guess there's that with him and his benching. Still, he played a lot of minutes with D'Angelo Russell. It was weird. It was weird. It was not. It was not ideal, I would say, but whatever it is, it is. It worked in the end. I'm spitting nonsense here, but I'm just kind of so chilled out and happy that I don't mind. For the Suns, I would say I would be happy with how Bradley Beal played. I would not be happy with the minute restriction handling or however you want to call it, but he looks right out there, which is great to see, and he played pretty well. And as soon as that minute restriction is shortened, the Suns will be more and more better, of course, and hopefully we can see D-Book soon. With the Suns down the stretch, I also absolutely despise their entry passes. They had so many bad turnovers when it was just plain dumb, I would say. Of course, the Lakers, with their length and size, posed the problem overall for them, but some of the passes and entry passes into the post and into the middle of the floor, into the paint, were just so lackadaisical, it felt to me. And yeah, it looked like I was out there making them. Anyway, both teams' first game in the in-season tourney, 1-0 for the Lakers, 0-1 for the Suns. Then we had the Nets against the Celtics, where the Celtics are just so much better. Jaylen Brown had a bounce-back game. Porzingis scared the Nets out of the paint for the entirety of the game, it felt like. And Tatum was doing his thing too. after all, even though he started slow. And the Nets hung around as long as they could. Lonnie Walker continues to play out of his mind, and they were making some good 3-point shots. Their 3-point snipers were shooting well. But at the end of the day, there's just too much ISO ball to beat such a good Celtics team, in my opinion. And not enough offensive variety, which of course is missing with Ben Simmons out, and now Cam Thomas is out, even though he would not probably add much more variety, but maybe a better offensive isolation player. And also Peyton Pritchard out there grabbing offensive rebound is crazy. But he kept doing it. 1-0 for the Celtics in this tournament, and the Nets are now 1-1 in the group. Then we had Luka spanking the Clippers as always. Clippers versus Mavericks. And Mavericks announcer had an all-time Hall of Fame speech before the game about Harden and his last 3 years. If you want to hear it, I'm sure you can find it, but it was goddamn sensational. I'll put the link in the comment section or something. Pardon. And the Clippers actually played great early. They looked ready. They defended really well. They moved the ball nicely, created good looks, and then it all went to hell. The Mavs went on like 36-4 run at worst. I don't know. It was something around that. And blew them out the park. Luka was doing anything he wanted. He was making everything. He was just cooking them straight up, making his 3-pointers, making his free throws, just doing whatever he wanted. He was just bending the defense, creating mismatches, and making his shots. Yeah, it's as simple as that to me. Kyrie also had a really nice game. He was out there, generating good shots and just pushing the pace well, I would say. Kyrie pushed the pace fairly well. And the Clippers offense just could not then generate good shots and offense, which also led to more fast break offense for the Mavericks, more good pace for the Mavericks. Even with Luka, right? Luka slows the pace down more, but they were able to mix and match this game, and the game was over at the halftime. The game was over at halftime, and to me, Paul George's numbers or Paul George's game since James Harden arrived, just it looks bad right now, but they still have a lot of time and they played just 3 games together, so we gotta wait and see how it goes. But yeah, James Harden might not be the system, but the problem actually. I also wonder if Ty Lue is as good of a coach as we continue to praise him to be. But I'm not an expert, right? I am not completely uh, qualified to say anything about basketball. Maybe really, if you want to be as honest as possible, but as a fan of the game, Ty Lue has earned the reputation of being a good coach, right? A great coach, which fair, 100% fair. But to me, some of his decisions, some of the lineups he runs out there from time to time is just wild. I mean, look at this lineup. Why? Like, why? I know they lack size, and he talked about it in the post game, but why? Then we had the Timberwolves against the Spurs. First of all, what was that Spurs logo, man? That was not pretty. Anyway, Spurs started great. They were active. They were ready for the in-season tournament, played solidly, but their offense just could not generate. I don't know. Their offense is just too impotent, and they don't find Wemby enough still. Even though he had 29 points and he had a really solid game today and made a deep 3-pointer over Rudy Gobert, which was nice. Rudy Gobert, his proud dad, of course, gave it back to him a bit. But it was Karl Anthony Towns to me who made the biggest difference. In the first half, I was about to come here and talk about what is going on with Cat. He had such a great summer. Is he fatigued from having a great summer with the Dominican Republic? Is it just that he's not fitting with this team? What is it? And he bounced back. He played great in the second half, which I love to see. I'm really rooting for the guy, so happy to see that he had a great second half. And the T-Wolves locked up defensively, and Edwards closed them out. He's still sensational, and yeah, great win for the Timberwolves. Great win for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves Brazil rejoice, baby. Then we had the Hornets against the Wizards. Pinnacle of basketball, really. You have the Showtime Wizards, Showtime Jordan Poole, as you can see, and of course they lost. How was there so much Landry Shamet in the fourth quarter, and him taking most of the shots, and overall just bad offense, not enough pick and rolls, too many isolations, bad turnovers, allowing the Hornets to run back at them, create mismatches, create chaos in the Wizards defense, which is already chaotic enough. And LaMelo had a great game. The Wizards' point of attack defense could not do enough. And Mark Williams was out there having 15 offensive rebounds, rebounding every goddamn miss he had, which was great for my fantasy and great for him. He had 21 points and 24 rebounds, which is crazy. But that's what the Wizards do, I guess. The Grizzlies lose again, this time to Utah. Jaren Jackson Jr. got ejected for 2 technicals, which was not great since he had a good game. Utah snapped their losing streak. Laurie was great as always. Jordan Clarkson hit the dagger. And late, there was not enough shot makers. Of course, Jaren was missing. They played, what was the kid's name? Gillard. I'm pretty sure it was Gillard out there who played a solid game, but of course, he's not as, he was thrown into the fire a little bit. And the Grizzlies just continue to, of course, be bad. Just unfortunate injuries, the suspension, and it all just kind of clicked together in the worst way possible for them. Shout out to John Collins with Utah. He has been better than I expected so far, and really happy for John Collins, man. He's finding himself back again, which is great to see. Then we had the Pistons against the Sixers. They got off to a huge start, which I love to see. The Pistons, I'm still rooting for them. I think they will be better with their record. Their defense is solid enough, and their offense just lacks a lot of shooting, but they're missing Bojan Bogdanovic, who will be huge for that and for another shot creator, verified shot creator in the league. And hopefully they get him sooner than later. They were great early on, and I was like, yeah, this is a great matchup for Kate. Embiid in a drop coverage. He loves that mid-range, the size over their guards. It should be great, but the Philly defense is just phenomenal. They adjusted, of course. They did a much better job on Kate than I imagined. They threw more looks at him, of course, which threw the whole Pistons off. And even though Killian Hayes was making his shots, nobody else really was. Marcus Sasser had a bad game. Isaiah Stewart had a rough game. Jalen Duren got injured again, which the poor kid has had a bad luck with injuries so far. So hopefully it's nothing major, but he's been having some tough luck with that, man, which sucks because he's such a good player and fun to watch and makes the Pistons a whole lot better. And overall, the Pistons half-court offense could not do anything against this set defense of Philly, man. They were just not creating good looks while Philly was creating anything they wanted, created good 3-point shots. Embiid and Maxey were sensational. This Tyrese Maxey's step back is so fucking nasty. It's so sweet. So nice. Tyrese Maxey, man, what a player. Oh, what a player. It's crazy how well it worked out for the Sixers, right with Harden. They are playing great. Then we had Zion and the Pels against the Rockets. And it was a close one once again. Zion had a beautiful chase down block and it went to waste as Fred VanVleet went guard mode late. And Brandon Ingram could not answer from the 3-point line. Another rough loss for the Pelicans. And the Rockets are now on a 5-game winning streak. They're looking more and more impressive. Jalen Green is finding his strides. Dylan Brooks continues to, just kind of be a winning player, right? Crazy conference in the Western Conference, right? And last but not least, still no De'Aaron Fox. Keon Ellis starting in his place, and they placed the Thunder, who were already 0-1. They played the Thunder, who are already 0-1 in this tournament, the in-season tournament that is. And Chet had a rough night, which was not great to see. He had some bad turnovers, did not play good defense overall, just bad momentum plays, just one of his first bad games, but he's still essentially a rookie. And he had a great start, and he still did not have a horrible game. He still had solid numbers at least, but it was not a good game by any means necessary by him. And he got dunked on twice, essentially, monster dunks with him around. One was from Sabonis, and one was from Keegan Murray, which the dunk, the poster from Keegan got finally going. It got him going. He was making his 3-pointers after that, and he was looking better. Hopefully, that finger is starting to feel better, and maybe it's even confidence here and there. I knew he had an injured finger, but maybe it's not as bad as I thought, and maybe it could be confidence. I don't know. I've read some things. Probably a mish and mash of both the finger and just a rough slump, which all shooters go through. Even Steph had a huge slump in 2022 when he was about to break the record, right? So Keegan Murray had a great game, which is, great for the Kings, and hopefully De'Aaron Fox is back soon. He missed 5 games already, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, we'll see. Shea was really good, even though he had a rough start, but the Thunder overall, Josh Giddey was not good. And their shooters just could not hit anything, really. Isaiah Joe had some rough misses. Casey Wallace had some rough misses. yeah, that's probably all I have to say right now. Here are the standings as always. Here are the standings for the in-season tournament. And I love you all. Be kind to yourself and to others. And peace.